Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Zach Hampson. I'm a professional fine artist who was recently featured on Australia's Portrait Artist of the Year TV show, episode 4. This is the first ever season of Portrait Artist of the Year Australia. Like many of you may know, we've seen Portrait Artist of the Year UK for many, many years now. This is actually a rendition of that here in Australia. And I'm going to share some clips of the show, talk about my experience of the show. It's just going to be my clips. You're not going to see any winners. You're not going to see any of the other artists. So go check out the episode, go watch the full thing, and go watch the rest of the season because they actually did a really good job at creating this entire season, this whole show, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So let me just get into it.
This is Zach, who is a live wedding artist.
Alright, first, right off the bat, I gotta point this out. Every time they showed my self-portrait, for some reason somebody color mixed it weirdly, where it's like it's heavy on the yellows. This is actually how it looks, right? This is how it looks next to how they had. Hey, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just saying this is actually how it looks. Just so everybody is aware, I do not pump my yellows or throw up these crazy saturations. I match very specifically and have honed that skill over many years of practice.
Wedding artist.
I think his skills from live wedding painting are going to translate really well today with all the pressure of doing it in front of people. And I wonder if it's a deliberate thing, leaving that space at the bottom.
One thing that it makes me think of is a certain kind of unfinish that you have with master painters. There's a really wonderful Italian word, sprezzatura, and it means a kind of studied nonchalance.
I was actually really surprised he knew that, because, well, I mean, obviously he would, being so studied as he is. I really appreciate a lot of his comments throughout the entire show, not just for me, but for other artists.
It means an affect of making it look like you've just whipped this thing out and it's been easy for you, but it's very studied.
Is that like people making their hair look like bed hair, but it takes them hours?
That's exact sprezzatura, bedhead. Yes, right. Absolutely.
When I first saw that come up on the show, I was just so pleasantly surprised that he knew that. I was like, oh, he actually knows the technical term, because I'm so used to just, most people aren't really art literate that see my works, and I chat with them, and so I just use layman terms. I'm not going to use sprezzatura like anybody's going to know what I mean by that. So I was really happy to hear, and so I was just like, oh, great, but all the judges knew their stuff, and they're all fantastic in their own right, so I was really happy about that. Here we're going to meet who I'm going to paint, which was a lot of fun.
With a slew of sold-out shows, both here and internationally, along with a stack of awards and nominations, please welcome writer, actor, and someone who once told me I paved the way for redhead comedians, my friend, Rhys Nicholson.
I got to say, Rhys was fantastic throughout the whole day, throughout the whole production. Chit-chatting with him and everybody else there, but he was specifically really, really great because he actually took a lot of time to interact with everybody on set and chit-chat with them and make them laugh and actually get to know all of us. Genuinely seemed to care about who we are, where we come from, and our lives and stuff like that. So it was a real pleasure to paint throughout the entire day, so that was really cool. I have to say, I didn't know Rhys before this day. I wasn't familiar with him. And he actually sat down. He's like, it's okay. I don't even know me either. So he was cracking cracking jokes from the beginning. So it was really good. Made us all feel very welcomed.
Lovely to meet you. Hi. Lovely to meet you. Great top.
Hey.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you.
Great top.
Please, please.
This is the hardest gig of my life. As an ADHD person, I do not know how I'm going to sit here for 4 hours without my phone.
Thing.
If you could all just make a Candy Crush for me to be able to play, that would be very useful for me.
Rhys, you brought in a personal item.
It's a playbill. My great-grandfather was a comedian in Scotland. His name was Jimmy Nicholl. He was Scotland's king of laughter. And it's that era of show business that I'm really obsessed with, that I think I kind of emulate in my own work, of those kind of, it's old school kind of show business, and they were one of those classic kind of like, why I order type of double acts of the time.
Well, great. So have you picked your default face for the portrait?
Does this work for everyone? Just
That's perfect.
that'll work.
Artist.
Man, he's really funny throughout the whole thing. And I actually got to make really great friends with Alana and Vayu and Benjamin, the other Ben, and Darren, his wife, all the other artists on set. We actually all became really good friends, and we're actually pretty close now. We all follow each other on socials and chit chat, and everybody's doing really, really well. They've got things up in Sydney doing shows and all this stuff too. So definitely check them all out.
Your challenge is about to begin.
You have 4 hours to complete your portraits, and your time starts now.
Let's paint.
Sorry, I'm just going to take some photos of you.
Sure.
That's all right.
Whoop, my camera's not on. Sorry.
Pants off, pants on. What are we thinking?
Off, completely.
Off. I have a dream where, like, you turn them all around at the end and then...
Man, we were just cracking jokes all day long. That was pretty much the whole thing. If we could just have just the whole taping of just Reese's pod, just chit-chatting, that's a great episode in of itself, I'll tell you that.
Just stick figures.
You're so good.
Or a really beautiful portrait, but of Joel Creasy.
Overall composition, I'm quite happy with, actually. Reese gives me a lot to work with, which is great. Thank you, Reese. Feel like I'm getting that little bit of Reese's cheekiness, which is a lot of fun.
Live wedding artist.
Yeah, it's always fun when you paint somebody in person, face to face. There's just so much of them that comes out that you're just seeing little snippets here and there, because obviously people, they're conversing with you, and in those conversations you're actually seeing a lot of them come out. And it's actually more so in the conversations than in the way that they sit, that you see little things in them that you're going to pick up and paint in the composition itself. So when you're painting somebody live like that, there's a lot of back and forth between you and the sitter. So it's a lot of fun, and it's, if you haven't done it before, you gotta try it out, because it's a lot different to any photographic sort of painting and things like that. So completely different. So lots of nuances that you wouldn't expect back and forth.
Zach Hampson learned to paint studying YouTube videos from professional artists.
I will refute that. Not only have I done YouTube, I've actually paid considerable amount of money to purchase lots of really high-end courses from Cesar Santos, Casey Bao, a bunch of stuff off of Proco, a bunch of stuff off of New Masters Academy, and a whole different bunch of other places too. So I've paid a lot of money to study what I have studied. So know that. It's not just YouTube videos. It's not just freebies. I've actually spent a lot of money and a lot of time practicing, and a lot of workshops in person as well. Lots of live figure drawings, live figure paintings. Not just all YouTube. You cannot do this just from YouTube. It's probably impossible. Or it would take you like 30 plus years to try and do it just from YouTube. I'm telling you that right now. So know that. Know that.
His self-portrait in oils was completed in 4 hours.
I'll refute that. That was actually 2 hours, that one, by the way.
Hi there, Zach. I'm just creeping in beside you to see how things are going. I see. This is great. A bit of traditional style here with your maul stick.
Yeah.
Reese is a very funny person.
Oh, yeah.
How are we going to see some of that cheeky...
I actually really appreciate a lot of the comments Robert had to make, which is this judge here. Good chit chats, and if you watch the whole season, he's actually making really, really great comments throughout the entire season of Portrait Artist of the Year, and I really recommend people just watch it just for his comments. He's really good, really well versed in what he does. He knows his stuff, and he's talking really eloquently and really deliberately on things that I think a lot of people would be interested to know, which probably wouldn't know if he hadn't spoken about it. Same with Abdul. He was fantastic as well. He was incredible. Obviously an incredible artist as well, but yeah, really appreciate the comments Robert had to say.
Spirit.
I know.
I know. Come out in this picture.
There's a couple ideas I have. I like that gesture of his face and cheeky little smirk keeps giving to everybody.
And the background, will that come in?
Yeah, look, there's definitely some ideas I have with that too. That's going to come down to time as well, of course, right?
Well, just bear in mind, you know, it's great to get a likeness. This is Portrait Artist of the Year. But we also want to see a work of art. We want to see a finished picture.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Zach seems quite confident. I think, you know, as a jobbing painter, I use that term sprezzatura, you know, that you can move quickly and move that paint around the canvas in an exciting way. I'm keen to see how the background resolves for him. I'm hoping that we don't have too much of a sketch and more of a finished piece.
I hate not being able to see the canvases.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the love of the game, right? That's just the way the show runs. You've got 4 hours. You don't know who you're going to paint, what you're going to paint, what colors, whatever composition or what size canvas you think would work best for it. You don't really have a lot of time to think about these sorts of things other than I can just rely on my thousands of portraits I've painted in my lifetime and my practice and my ability and my capabilities I've learned over the years. That's about all I have coming into it. And so you're making snap-second decisions and judgments in the moment, right? I've got 4 hours to complete this piece. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? And yeah, I think looking back, there's definitely things I'll go over at the end when you see the finished piece, what I would do differently, but it's a tricky competition, that's for sure.
I still am hoping that they're all stick figures. I want to see a My Family sticker. That's what I want for the back of a car.
Have you enjoyed just sitting with your thoughts? Or?
No, oh, no. No. The thing that stresses me out the most, and you might kind of understand this as well, where I've had my photo taken hundreds, thousands of times. And this is a thing where I've worked very hard for almost 20 years on how people see me. And in one foul swoop, 3 people are going to show me how they see me.
It's 3 potential windows of feeling bad about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't.
No,
Artists are doing a very good job.
Thank you.
Are you ready, buddy?
Let's see some art.
Artists, will you please turn around your easels? I always get nervous during this bit.
There it is. There's my finished piece. I'm very happy with the way I did his hand. Obviously, you can see I've erased it and rubbed back and done it. And actually, Abdul mentioned that. He's like, dude, this is like the best hand I've seen all day. And so I appreciate that comment. Throughout the whole series, you'll see people try and attempt hands and stuff like that. And you can see lots of people struggle with hands. I don't really anymore. I've painted thousands of hands. And I was really glad to get that hand out there. But obviously, it's a portrait painting competition, so it's all about the portrait. So retrospectively, you know, this is exactly the vision I had in mind for it. Was it the perfect vision to execute for the day? Probably not. I think what I would do differently is I would probably punch him forward a bit more, so bring him closer to the sides of the canvas here and here, bring his head a little bit up more, bring the whole composition up more, minimize the space between the top and his head there. I would probably wash out all the white completely. I'd get rid of all the white completely and make it more that sort of ambery umber tone throughout the entire thing. And instead of doing a wash in the green, I would probably go back and I'd do full block in colors for the greens there, and just thick brush strokes with that. And obviously, if I had more time, I would get his likeness a lot more. I'd move things, chop things, change things around more to just execute his likeness a lot more. I think you got 4 hours. It's tough to capture a likeness exactly in that 4 hours, especially somebody you don't know or haven't met before. With a self-portrait, it's quite different. You see yourself every single day, so you kind of know what you look like. It's fine, and you can do those sorts of things very quickly. Or if you're painting somebody you know very well or very intimately, you can paint those things very, very quickly and very easily and capture their likeness. But if you've never met this person before, never seen him before, like I had for Reese, it's it is what it is. But overall, this is what I envisioned. But I think retrospectively, I would make those changes. I do like the brushwork on everything here. So, yeah. I think Alana did a great job. Actually, her background there was an idea I had going into it. I was like, when we first saw the piece there and sat down and talked about it, I was like, ooh, maybe I could do the background, that. And then I was chatting with Alana, and she's like, I'm going to do the background this. And I was like, ooh, I am not going to do that. I'm not going to do that anymore. You go do that. I didn't say that, but I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't do that idea. But she did a great job. I think she executed that piece really, really well, and she's really great with her colors there, especially with the time constraints there too. So obviously Vayu is an incredible artist. You've got to go Google him and look at his stuff. He's a sensational artist. Deeply spiritual. Fun fact, actually, they didn't really show it in the episode, but he actually stopped like an hour before the time was up and just sat down and chilled and had some tea and stuff. His painting process is very spiritual, and he moves and he paints with his left hand and all these other sorts of things like that. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love them. I mean, it's like live airbrushing. It's a real treat. I think this is what I think I look like in my head.
Oh, perfect.
So that's good.
That's great.
That's good. You've captured the narcissistic essence of me looking about 10 years younger. I really love the...
I was really glad he said that. You know, it's always a fun moment to see the initial reaction between your sitter and the painting of them. And so that initial thing, I'm just looking at their face like a hawk, just to see these micro expressions on their face, to be like, what do they really think about it? Is that really what they think? Is that you know, blah blah blah. And so I'm really glad that Reese liked it so much. So yeah,
colors and the way that you've like put the object in the background is like a really smart way to do that as well. Hair looks great. When I saw you mix in the reds, I was nervous, but that is the right red. And that is Red Passion, by the way.
I used the same one. So
yeah. I'm having a great time, everyone. There's only one way we could ruin this. Oh, no. I think this is how I appear to some people as well. There's a kind of, and I mean this as a deep compliment, there's something quite furious about this person. I am so angry to be in this painting, and I kind of love about that, because I do harbour a lot of rage. I really love it.
Reese, now it's the tricky bit.
I'll be honest, I've been sitting here for 4 hours thinking, oh no, what if these are real bad? It is truly hard. But I think I've got to go with this one. I think I've got to go with that.
Congratulations, Zach, everyone.
I'm hoping that you become a very, very famous artist, and in about 10 years, you die suddenly.
I'll try my best.
And then the cash is going to roll in for old Reese.
that was the show. That was the experience for the show. I really appreciated Reese. I was really glad that I got Reese to paint and converse with and chit chat with. Again, super wonderful guy. Was really nice to everybody on set. Really took his time out to converse and chat with pretty much everybody and actually get to know people, and just be genuinely interested in us too. So he was constantly asking questions about us and our lives and things like that, and we were chatting back and forth. Got to learn about him and his husband and his life, his work, his dreams, his aspirations, stuff like that. So it was really fun to get to know him in that sort of circumstance. But yeah, overall, it was a great experience. It really was. I would definitely do the painting a lot different. But again, that's the snap. You don't know who you're going to paint on the day. You don't know what anything's going to look like. So you kind of just think about, like, maybe I'll bring this canvas. I guess this will fit. I mean, you can bring multiple canvases, right? And I did. I brought 2 different sizes, which were both prepared, and I had them ready to go. depending on what I felt was going to be good for the composition. Thankfully, the one that I already had out was more than perfect. So I chose that. Really recommend you guys check out the whole episode. This was just my snippets, my clips of just myself throughout the episode. There's so many more artists they interview and talk with. So everybody on the episode, my episode, was fantastic. The whole season was really great. The finales were really great. And I think the winner of the whole show is really well deserving. I think people have got to go watch that and check that out. So really cool. Really glad they edited it really nicely. And yeah, let me know what you thought of the show in the comments if you watched it. You can check out my episode. The link's in the description. You can watch it for free at ABC iView. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Catches.